Hello and welcome to part one of the Reclaim Reset training, moving from confusion to clarity. I'm glad you're here. If you have been feeling confused, questioning yourself, or just like something is off, but you can't fully explain it, you're in the right place. Today is about helping you to understand what is happening, why it affects you the way that it does, and giving you a real experience of what it feels like to come back home to yourself. The journey that we're embarking on is one of self discovery and healing. We often find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of life, losing sight of our true essence. But remember, the path back to clarity begins with a single step. Let's start off by taking a deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, and then slowly release it, letting go of any tension or doubt. This simple act is a powerful reminder that you are in control. As we move forward, we'll explore the thoughts and emotions that have been clouding your mind and begin to untangle the knots and shed some light on the shadows that have been lingering. This process is not about judgment, but about understanding and a gentle acknowledgement of your experiences and feelings. You'll learn to trust your intuition again, to listen to that inner voice that's always been there, guiding you, and to begin to reconnect with your strengths and embrace your vulnerabilities. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. We're here to support each other, to share our stories, and celebrate our progress, no matter how small it may seem. Each step forward is a victory. By the end of our time together here today, my hope is that you'll feel a little more grounded, more in tune with yourself, and more confident in navigating the complexities of life. This is for you if you can relate to even one of these, whether that is overthinking everything, questioning your reality, feeling emotionally overwhelmed or shut down, struggling to trust yourself. Know that there is a way out of it. What you'll leave with, you'll begin to first recognize what you have experienced. Next, you'll understand why it happened, and you'll begin to feel a shift in your body. So let's start by naming some of the patterns that could be occurring and replaying, because that's where the clarity begins. So one pattern you may have experienced or may be experiencing is gaslighting. That is a form of persistent psychological manipulation and emotional abuse where a perpetrator makes you question your own reality, memories, or perceptions. Ways in which this can show up: denying facts. That never happened. I never said that, even when evidence exists. Or trivializing your feelings. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. To dismiss your valid concerns. It also can show up as countering memory. You have a terrible memory. You're imagining things. Or shifting blame, telling victims that others that you are lying or blaming the victim for their own actions. It can also show up as diverting, changing the subject or questioning your thoughts. Is that another crazy idea that you got from your family? Another pattern that may exist is invalidation, which is a subtle yet harmful form of emotional abuse. It involves dismissing, mocking, or minimizing another person's feelings, making them feel unheard, crazy, or that their emotions are invalid or wrong. Common examples include telling someone, "You're making a big deal out of nothing. You shouldn't feel that way. Stop overthinking things. I was only joking." It is often used to avoid accountability or to maintain superiority, forcing you to doubt your own reality. Another pattern that may exist are confusion loops. So you may experience this as a maze of confusion or crazy making. And this is an intentional, repetitive pattern of manipulation designed to make you doubt your reality, your memory, and your perceptions. These loops keep you feeling off balance and enable the perpetrator to avoid accountability, maintain control, shift blame, and can often lead to chronic anxiety and self-doubt. So let's take a moment of reflection. When have you felt confused, dismissed, or unable to trust yourself? You don't need to analyze it. Just notice what comes up. Now let's talk about why this affects you deeply. Your nervous system is driving your responses. This is not just emotional, it's physiological. So, in the polyvagal theory, this framework explains how your body responds to stress, safety, and connection. The nervous system, specifically the vagus nerve, is responsible for regulating our survival states, emotional regulation, and our social connection based upon perceived safety or danger. The three nervous system states include the ventral, rest and digest, the sympathetic, which prepares for fight or flight, and the dorsal, freeze state. So let's dive into that a little bit deeper. In the ventral vagal state, or rest and digest, this is responsible for facilitating connection, calm, and engagement. It's the optimal state for our social connection, our joy, our playfulness, and emotional regulation. Physiologically, we'll notice a steady heart rate, easy breathing, and restorative bodily functions. The mobilization state, or the preparation for fight or flight, is where the body begins to provide that energy to deal with the challenges, and that can show up feeling like anxiety, anger, or panic. Physiologically speaking, this can be experienced as an increased heart rate, blood pressure, muscle tension, and or rapid shallow breathing. In the dorsal state or freeze state, that's the oldest, most primitive survival strategy. What it does is it begins to become triggered by extreme threat or feel trapped or hopeless, and shuts down the system to conserve your energy, resulting in disassociation, numbness, or feeling helpless. Physiologically speaking, you may notice a drop in the heart rate, drop in blood pressure, increased fatigue, and increased pain thresholds. So the three states of your nervous system, as we just learned, include the ventral vagal, the sympathetic, and the dorsal vagal. Your system continues to move between these three states and is experienced through a feeling of calm and connected, alert and activated, or shut down and disconnected. Your nervous system is not broken. It's doing its job to protect you. And healing begins when our body learns that safety is possible again. So let's discuss downregulation. The goal is not to eliminate stress, but to help your system return to safety. Again, you are not broken. Your system has adapted. When we begin to use the techniques to regulate, we then are able to reconnect and return to safety. So let's put this into practice. Notice your surroundings. Take a slow inhale. Count to 4. Breathe in slowly through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat this a few times as needed for a quick reset. Let's do it one more time together. Take a slow inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice how you're feeling. Even a small shift matters. Notice those shifts. What feels safe right now? What feels true to you? This is where the self-trust begins again. So this nervous system regulation acts as a bridge. We first need to look at becoming more aware. That's where real impactful change begins. Then with additional support and consistency, we're able to continue building a real lasting transformation and change. Again, in the Reclaim program, we will continue to focus on building that clarity, stability, and self-trust. We'll go a little deeper into a full identity restoration and nervous system stability reset. And you don't have to stay in that confusion. There is a path forward. You're not alone. Thank you for joining today. I look forward to continuing to connect with you. For more ways to connect and to continue the training, you can find the information in the video link. I encourage you to join my community, Reclaim, on the school platform. You can also find some of my trainings on Udemy. I'll again include all of those links, as well as a link to the images that you saw here today regarding the polyvagal theory and the 3 states of your nervous system. Those will be found in the link in the video description as well. If you are interested in working one-on-one together, I do also offer that opportunity. You can find my contact details. Feel free to reach out if you would like to schedule an exploratory consultation to see if that's a good match. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.